there. Today's video, I've got a sort of an overlay frame I'm going to do a little bit of paper piecing on, and I'm going to talk a bit about the squared squares here on the edge, okay? We'll introduce all of the dies we'll be using. I'm just going to be using that extra little leaf out of the beautiful Hydrangea set. I'm creating a few flowers with the Petite Dianthus. This is the Isobel die. Now I really like this one because it's very open and it does look more like an overlay than an actual frame or whatnot, but it's quite pretty, and we're going to do a little paper piecing on the sides. And this is the new squared squares. Now these are very unique in that they don't have actual cutting edges, but they have been designed to work with the double pierced squares, both the original and the set B. So depending on which one of those you use, you can cut into frames using these, okay? Pop these to the side. And I think we'll start there. So I've done a bit of pre-cutting with these, and I've used the squared squares just to cut into the card like this. Then I've gone back and I've added in a frame to go around the back so it'll show through using the double pierced squares. So what we're going to do is pop these to the side. I'm going to put a little bit of glue around the edge here. Just a fine line I think we can do. If I can keep it straight. There we go. Both inner and outer there. And one more side. That should do the trick. Let's see. So I'm going to just put a little bit of blue, using the blue dust card, around that outer section there. And there we go. Get that lined up. A little bit straighter there. Okay, so I want the inside of that to be white. So I've just cut a square that I'm going to put behind that. In fact, I can use a little bit of spray glue, and then we'll give you a quick measurement. Put that behind it. There we go. And you could actually alternate different colors if you wanted to, but I just want to keep the blue around the outside edge. And what we're going to do is add a black mat with the double pierced squares there. I think I'll just use some tape for that. Okay. Pop that into place. Right about in the middle of that. There we go. Okay, so now I've got a pretty background for my card. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in my background and put it together. I'll give you a quick measurement. Oops. It is just under 6.5 inches square. 6 3/8, let's call it. Pop that down onto the backing. Go. Put that right into the center, and that'll create a really pretty background for our card. Okay, set that aside. So now what I've done is I've cut the Isobel, and it's an interesting die in that it's kind of it's not completely symmetrical, it's corner to corner symmetrical. So you've got the two pieces here. So I've cut, I think it was 3 or 4 of these, and I've stacked them together. So you have what looks like an overlay. It's really quite pretty. I'm going to add it on to the backing that I've cut in blue. Okay. And line that up. And let me grab it so I can get it straight. There we go. Give that a second to set up. So now I'm going to cut a piece of black with just the inside decorative piece, because all I want are these sections here. Okay. And I think I'm going to try to add a little bit of glue into the sections. Like this. And I need that little guy. Pop that one down first. There we go. Carefully sort of line that up and see if we can get those to go in. That one, that one. So we'll have just a really soft little highlight of the black coming through on that side. I think I'll turn that one. Pop that in. It's got a little bit of a curly Q on the top of this one. There. And line those up. There we go. Paper piecing is a little bit fiddly, but it really does give some beautiful results. Okay, don't need that piece. And I've got a little teeny fall away there. Okay, so now you can see I've got a really, really pretty frame there. So I'm going to go ahead and put that right into the center of our card, and I think I'll just use a bit of mounting foam on the back here. Seat that right into the center. That looks about even. Pop this back onto our magnetic sheet. And I've got a focal element. Now I've created a couple of the flowers, but I thought I'd show you how I did the very tops of them here. So I've got two of the smaller bits on the Petite Dianthus, and I've just inked the edges with a little mixture of faded jeans and shaded lilac there. I'm going to take it upside down, pinch these towards me, just give a little bit of a pinch on each of those petals. Here we go. And then I'm going to put some glue right up into the tips of these and just get it started to kind of get tacky. Get that one off my finger. There and there. Okay. And I'm going to do the same exact thing with this one. I'm just going to pinch it so that the inked part is on the bottom on each of those petals. Put some glue right into the tips of those. Okay, and while those are just getting a little tacky, what I also want to do is put some glue in the center of these. And I've just stacked up two of the larger ones and one of the same size I'm doing here. Okay, so now I'm just going to put them between my fingers and just sort of pinch them so that the tips of those will come together into a tight point. Create a really pretty little bud. Just takes a second. You have to kind of keep rolling it around, and then the glue will catch it and it'll start to glue together. And then you want to take that one, put it into the center, pick this one up and wrap it around it as well. So it just creates a little bit of a fatter bud for you. There we go. Give it a second. You can see it's just starting to form there. And even if some of them don't stick all the way, it's kind of like a bud unfurling, so it's quite pretty, I think. Pop that in the center and bring up these little guys to go around it and just sort of hold it for a second. Let me just get a hold of those other couple of ones. Here, there, and there. Just give it a second to kind of set up a little bit around it. You can raise up the bottom ones a little bit too. There we go. So you've got sort of a three-dimensional flower that comes out. Isn't that pretty? So now I've done a few ahead of time here, so I'm going to go ahead and seat those with some glue dots. Pop one right into the bottom corner here, sort of offset. Let's see if I can get that on there. Put the little one right in the middle. There we go. And get a couple couple more here for that last one. Pop that on. Right down in that corner. And we'll embellish that with some of the leaves from the hydrangea coming off the bottom. Give it a little bit of a fold. Bring some dimension into that. And some glue on the tips of the back. Tuck those right under the little one, coming off the end of that. There we go. Give that a second. And the Petite Dianthus comes with some pretty little swirls, so we're going to add those around the edge. Here. And here. There we go. Set that. And then I've done the Just For You sentiment. The set comes with 3 different sentiments, and I've just shadowed it with the black, and the white is on top. And this one's got a nice thick font, so you can add a little bit of the Cosmic Shimmer glue to it quite easily. Pop that around. Get the J, there we go. And that is going to finish off our card right in the middle of that pretty frame. And there you have it. Doesn't that make a lovely card? And I just love the way that that Isobel frame looks kind of like an overlay. It's very ornate and pretty, but not really heavy either. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. We have so many more for you. Just look at our YouTube channel and you will see there are so many to choose from.